Start off the podcast.
Oh, I should think of something to say. Oh, what are we talking about? I'm gonna look at that.
I mean, it's on the show notes, bro.
Yeah, well, I mean, I browsed through it. I reviewed it. Did you notice I did all my stuff last night?
Was it last night or this morning?
I wait till. I think it actually might have. Oh, was it this morning?
It was this morning.
Yeah, I think it was this morning. You're right. All right, I got it.
All right.
Like, sit down, buckle up, Buttercup. I'm naming the show right now. Season 1, Episode 4. Cheers.
Cheers.
Coming at you. No, it's not cheers. It's Season 1, Episode 4. That's why I named it.
Oh, is that what it is? Season 1, Episode 4. Cheers. That's the episode title.
That's it.
Yeah, Season 1, Episode 4. Cheers.
It doesn't get any better.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Cigar Advisors podcast. I am one of your hosts, John.
So that's John getting fancy. I'm Matt.
I'm Matt. Jeez, bro. How's it going?
What?
What's up? What's new?
It's going actually really good. I mean, today was actually really busy, to be honest. Oh, crap. Almost knocked my setup over. Today was actually really busy. Yesterday was too. I had to wake up before 9 o'clock, which that sucks.
It's a struggle. And you drove to Kissimmee and then back and forth, and
so it got worse too. So today I had to go to Kissimmee, but it's like Hunter's Creek. So it's just not like going down I-4 to Kissimmee. You have to go far from where I live in Apopka. Then to Wekiva, which is past Orlando, back to Kissimmee. Then I had to go to Winter Springs, then back home. So I had to do even more than what I thought I was going to do.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
I don't
one of the first times I've ever actually gotten my car to I think when I ended my day, I was 22%. Never done that before.
Now, did you actually drive, or did your Tesla drive for you?
No. So, okay, yeah, it drove. But I did have to drive some of it because there was weird road stuff, construction going on. So I drove for some of it. And then if I run out of things on YouTube or Netflix, what else are you going to do? You got to drive.
If I run out of stuff to watch while my Tesla is driving me around, then I have to just drive because then I get bored.
Yeah. What choice do you have?
Exactly. So what do you...
the bad part is by the time we get to... Huh?
What?
What?
Go ahead.
Wait, what? Okay, so I was going to say, by the time we get to what you're about to ask me, what are we smoking, what are we drinking, I'm going to be all out of drinking.
Oh, okay.
Which is okay.
Do you need a refill?
Because I have a backup.
Okay, you have a backup. Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you drinking today? Okay. Well.
So this is actually really drink number 2 because it's been a long day. So this drink was a Buffalo Trace old fashioned, but tonight I made it with cherry bitters. So that was actually pretty good. It was very decent. And then two black cherries.
Cool.
So really good. But as my backup, which I'm getting ready to pour, is Basil Hayden toast. Which, like, I think I have 2 bottles of this. And I picked up 1 bottle, and then I picked up another bottle like a couple weeks later, not realizing that apparently this is hard to find.
Oh.
There's like a secondary market for bourbon and whiskey, and this sells at a pretty high rate. So
Where'd you find that?
It's not super rare. It's just a little hard to find. Local. It's just like a local dive, like bar, liquor store. It's got a bar in the back and a liquor store in the front.
It's cool.
You know, but it's very just. I think it's actually called something like Discount Liquors. So it's not a place that I would normally go. I just happened to wander in there, and I went in because I needed something for a party. So I was going to buy something cheap, and I bought that. Plus, then I saw this, just like collecting dust, so I got it.
Gotcha.
So
that's cool.
Pretty cool.
As per usual,
like $60.
I'm drinking Coke today, so nothing spectacular.
Man, you're gonna be so drunk.
So let's get something that we're deciding to do a little bit different this week is we're gonna have a cigar of the night. We'll might as well get into that while we're talking about our other stuff. So the purpose of this is last week we talked about YouTube creators and stuff like that, and a lot of our favorite cigar content creators do reviews. So I figured that Matt and I came up with the idea of actually picking a cigar, both of us smoking it during the podcast, and giving our evaluation or review of the cigar by the end of the podcast. So today we are smoking the La Aroma de Cuba Mi Amor. It is a medium to full body cigar, Cuban Seed San Andreas wrapper that's grown in Mexico, Nicaraguan binders and fillers. It did make the top 25 cigar list in the year 2011. It came in second place, and 2016 it came in 13th place. So have you had this cigar before?
Yes.
Okay.
I actually bought these in bulk.
So this is my first.
I bought a box.
This is my first La Roma de Cuba. I mean, I've always wanted to try them, so I'm kind of excited to try it. So
I'm actually curious how you're going to feel about it. It's a little lighter than kind of what you typically smoke.
I mean, it's got Nicaraguan binders and fillers, so I mean, I'm sure I like it.
Yeah. It's good. I mean, it produces a lot more smoke than some other cigars, so I like that. And it's not really tightly wrapped, so I like that as well. Like the draw is really good.
Actually, the top of my cigar was kind of packed a little bit tight, but I had to cut it a second time in order to open it up. So, did you pick anything new up this week? Any whiskeys or cigars?
I actually did both. Whiskeys, I got a Willet Reserve, which is that's a cool find. Then I also got a Heaven's Door cask strength, which I had another Heaven's Door, but I didn't have the cask strength. And then I actually have 2 of these, but this one came in like a special box. But it's the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof. So, where are you at? Okay, good thing I'm not on my podcast.
Hi, cuz.
Yep.
Yep. As you were saying.
Yeah. So I got the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof. That sits like right around like 125. All of those actually are pretty high proof. Well, Heaven's Door and the Jack Daniel's. So pretty happy to get those. For a cigar, I picked up something new to me, which is the Diesel Atonement, which is the one that I had initially sent you, and I didn't realize it was like a store special pick
So
or something.
let's get into that real quick, okay? So when we're doing this podcast, me and Matt do a little pre-planning during the week. We'll message each other back and forth. We've got a document online that we look at show notes and stuff like that and update it throughout the week. Just for planning for our podcast. So when we came up with this cigar of the night idea, we're like, okay, I'm actually kind of like running low on some of the cigars that I like to smoke. There's nothing actually that I had in my collection that I wanted to smoke because either I've smoked it before or just like it's not appealing to me or whatever. So after being in the city that I moved to for like 3 or 4 months, each weekend I said, hey, I'm going to go to Cigars International and go pick out a cigar. And then, maybe you could pick it up. So my lovely co-host and friend, Matt, said, oh, I'm going to go to a cigar place and I'm going to go pick up a cigar. And then you could pick up what I pick up. I was like, okay, cool, bet. He had the time to go to a cigar shop. And Matt goes to a cigar shop and picks out a cigar. And of course, it's like a limited edition cigar that obviously that I can't find over here. I actually did get to go to Cigars International today, and I'm looking at their wall of diesel cigars, and yeah, can't find that one. That's special.
Yep. Leave that to me.
I hope the
You need to
tobacconist
like
that
pick up two
recommended
and
it
mail
to
me one.
you, huh?
I just should pick up two of them and then just send you one. That's
Yeah, I
how
guess.
far is Cigar International from you?
Uh, like 25 minutes or so. It's not terrible.
Oh, that's not terrible.
Maybe like
I
35
mean,
in like traffic.
that's not really bad. I mean, like there's a local cigar shop here that's 5 minutes from my house. It's kind of limited selection.
What's the name of that shop?
Um, God, I've been to it once. I think it's just like a Popka Cigars. I don't no Lowball Louis is what it's called. It's a nice place, like good place, great ventilation. Um, owner's typically there, like nice guy, and I'll buy like a box from him, like I'll buy like his 10 boxes. He usually has really good sales, good deals, and he's just a nice guy. So I want to like make sure I support his shop.
Yeah, I can't buy cigars in bulk anymore. Like, not without like I've become like a picky cigar smoker. So like, how like they have like every cigar shop has like these bundle deals where they're like throw like
Yeah,
10 sticks into a bundle and say like, you know, special variety pack deal like $35 or whatever. And I realized that
yep.
when I buy cigars like that, I end up not smoking like 95% of them. So I become very like
I think you gave me a bunch of last time.
selective. Probably. I have a whole bunch of Gurkhas I'm never going to smoke in my entire life. So they're just sitting in my humidor is
Yeah,
not just collecting
I mean,
dust. So
let's hit on Gurkha, right? Because neither of us really care for
Well,
the taste
but
of the
before
cigar.
we get into
But
the Gurkha, let me just go through
okay,
things that
before I
I picked out
sidetrack
during
us,
yeah that I picked out during the week. So while I was at Cigars International today, I did sit down and smoke a Hoya de Nicaragua Antano Dark Corojo. That was my cigar for this morning. I really like that cigar. It was really good. Um, and I actually got it in a Vitola that I don't normally smoke. Um, it's the one that it's not a torpedo where it's pointed at both ends. It's only pointed at one. And
yeah.
but I really like that cigar. Um, it's probably like jumped up into like one of my top five. And I had bought it
Yeah?
for my birthday. Like I had went to the cigar shop and bought a whole bunch of cigars for my birthday, and that was one of the ones I was going to smoke. And I ended up giving it to I think I gave it to Jake, one of my best friends, and
Mm.
because I knew like Jake likes Corojos, so um, and then the other cigar that I picked up, which I didn't smoke, is a cigar that a lot of people um, have a lot of good praise for. So this is the Caldwell Long Live the King, and this is a I want to say it's a Lancero or something. I don't remember. Or Lonsdale. It's a Lonsdale. Yeah. So I'm excited to smoke that, but I'm hoping that like my work will do what they did last year and give us a like $100 gift bonus, and maybe I'll go buy a box of cigars or something.
Mm. There you go. Do it.
Or what I might end up
Yeah. I
doing,
mean, like, sometimes, like, in a box, you get a better deal.
huh?
Sometimes in a box, you get a better deal.
Yeah, definitely, especially if like what you want to smoke. Like for example, I could see me picking up a box of the Hoyas, or I could see me picking up a box of like
Mm.
the Doomsayers from Room 101. So if I'm gonna buy a box, it's gonna be a cigar that I've at least smoked a couple of times, and I know that I like. That way, I'm not like.
Mhm.
I feel like when you and me did the cigar bid thing, I think I wasted a lot of money on cigars that like I didn't really do too much research about. I just bought them to buy them,
Mhm.
and a lot of those cigars are just still sitting in my humidor. So
See, I like them for when people come over.
yeah,
When I was buying on Cigar, there was ones I purposely bought that are a cheaper cigar, like $4, $3
for
a stick,
the uneducated.
for those occasions. Yeah. Or like, you're wasted and I mean everybody's like, smoke a cigar. And, I don't want to give out six, X's. Like, no way.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So
So actually, what I might do
I mean, I wouldn't even want to give out.
if they do give us that like little gift card thing that they did last year, instead of buying cigars, I might
Mhm.
actually get myself a thermoelectric humidor.
There you go. It's nice.
Yeah.
Is that what I have?
Is that what I have? Yes, that's what you have.
I think so. Yeah. I have seen where people convert wine coolers to humidors, which I thought was pretty nifty.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's any truth.
I feel like it's not reliable though.
I mean, the one I have is cheap, right? Like, or cheap. It's cheap for that, but I never have an issue at all with the temp, with anything, with humidity. It's like
Yeah.
it's perfect. At first, it was a little shaky, but
I
after
mean,
like a month or so, it was good.
mhm. I mean, electric humidors don't have to be expensive. Like you go with someone like New Air, they have the ones that are like, they used to be on the cheaper side, and then they became really popular, and now the New Air electric humidors are relatively expensive. You know, um,
Right.
but like there's this one company called Need One, and I've seen a couple of people review it, like like Cigars Daily and Brian Glenn and stuff like that, and
Uh-huh.
it's you can get their like 16 liter, little small electric humidor, and they always have like sales on Amazon, and you can get it for like $160. So
Yeah.
like you're not spending more than $200, $250. So they can be affordable.
And how many cigars would it
And
hold?
I don't know, they go by liters. So like their smallest one is like 16 liters, and it just does cooling. It doesn't have the heat, which we live in Florida, so we would never need the heat
Yeah,
function,
we don't need that.
So
Right.
I mean, I think that one's like $200, and then there's like a 30 or $40 off. So it comes out to 160, $170. So
Yeah, it's not bad. It's actually
yeah.
good. I think that's right around what I paid. Right in there. Yeah. So, did you do anything else at Cigar International? You just hung out? Did you stick around?
I hung out, and I spent like maybe 2 or 3 hours there. I worked on show notes. I smoked my cigar. I had Coke, obviously, and I had cafe con leche. The cafe con leche at Cigars International is pretty good. I enjoyed it a
Yeah,
lot.
what's that?
It's like
For us
a
redneck.
it's a very sugary Cuban style coffee. It's
I
just
might
really
be
good.
down for that. If it's sweet enough. I might could do it
Yeah,
if it's
yeah,
sweet
it's
enough.
sweet. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I spent when I walked in, there was like not too many people there, maybe like 10 at the most. There's like a group of 5 old guys just chilling at the couches, and you had a couple of other guys just kind of scattered throughout. They had the garage doors open, so the cool air was coming in. I spent a
Yeah.
good, I don't know, 20 minutes in their humidor, just like walking through and seeing exactly what I wanted to pick out. So um,
That's
I was
cool.
gonna pick up
Like
I was gonna pick up a couple of things that I had
I
never
love
smoked before. So
Mhm.
yeah.
I'm asking Precious to bring me a Band-Aid. I cut my finger earlier and I took off the Band-Aid. I thought it was fine. And I think the cut was a little deeper than I expected.
What'd you cut it on?
Band-Aid? So I was cutting up the chicken and I just honestly I was cutting chicken and I kept having to stop to like wash my hands to answer phone calls because of this like new, business that I'm getting started. Um and then I don't know, I just wasn't paying attention and I cut it with a knife. I don't, like it's not bleeding bad, but it's still a boo boo. Can't really see it. It's an ouchie
That's
for
funny.
sure. But I thought it stopped and now it's bleeding again.
Uh,
Um, yeah, so I went to Cigars on the Avenue, which is in Winter Park, and they had some construction and stuff going, but it was nice. Like Cigars on the Avenue is nice, and it she's like, "Where's the band-aids?"
so Cigars on the Avenue, that's the one on Winter Park, you said, right?
Yeah, it's the one in Winter Park. It's a
Yeah.
nice small place, but the humidor is actually really good size. It
Okay.
obviously not as big as Cigar International, um, not as big as Corona, but for where it's at, for what you can do, it's really nice. It's definitely like a very classy, good feeling place. I like it a lot, and the folks there are really nice. Like everyone there is
Yeah.
really cool. Um,
It seems like they've
and you
got
have such a
some
good mixture.
limited edition cigars, so that's good.
Yeah, they do. They got a few limited edition apparently.
Apparently.
Um, this diesel that I got, the guy was like, "Oh, that's that was one of his favorites for now." So that's why I bought it because he recommended it.
He hyped it up for you.
Apparently, I should have bought two. Yeah, yeah, totally hyped it up. I'm not even smoking it tonight. Maybe later this week. So
Yeah.
today I was actually supposed to meet a friend of mine who he replied, I think, on one of our posts somewhere about wanting to be a guest. He's a huge like cigar
Okay.
fan as well. And but I was supposed to meet with him. Thanks. Started bleeding again. It's your cousin.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when you
man.
cut your thumb,
Uh-huh.
it's extreme. This is what she brings me for a Band-Aid. Um, it's like you don't realize like how valuable your thumb is.
Yeah, it's pretty valuable.
Like you do.
It
Like,
grabs
it
it
was
grabs
actually
things.
difficult
You
to
know
put
what
a
I mean?
Band-Aid on. Yeah, it was like it
So you
wasn't
said your
easy to
friend
put
wants
the Band-Aid
to.
on.
You said your friend wants to
Oh yeah, so
be a guest on the pod.
yeah, he wants to be a guest, and I told him like let us get it kind of going a little bit, whatever, and he wants to be a guest, but I kind of left him hanging because we were supposed to meet at a cigar shop and I never showed up.
And you never showed up. What a
Yeah,
great friend you are.
yeah,
I
number
can see him
one.
now. Hey,
That's what I
Matt,
do.
what's going on? You meeting up here at the cigar shop? Ah, I forgot about it. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. It kind of worked out though because then another friend, I was like, "Hey, you want to go to the cigar shop tonight?" This was for today's, and
Oh, I'm
he's
like,
like,
man,
"No,
the
man, I
same night.
can't.
That's
Wife's
savage.
out of
That
town."
is savage.
No, he's like, wife's going out of town. I won't be able to go. I'm like, no problem. I'm gonna pick you up a cigar and just for you, and I'll drop it off. And then I never dropped off the cigar because I didn't go
Man,
up.
you didn't. You disappointed two friends in 1 week. That's rough, man. That's rough.
Yeah. And then my third friend, I went and bought a cigar that he couldn't get.
Yeah, yeah.
God,
So
it's terrible.
there isn't too much in cigar related news. Um, cigar imports are up, which is good because there was a lot of fear that they would go down with some of the FDA regulations that were trying to get passed down. So it's a good thing that cigar imports are on the upward trend. So um, good news for us premium cigar smokers. Um, Ernesto Perez Carrillo, which has made several top 25 cigars like the Pledge and um, the Encore and stuff like that, is expanding his production in the Dominican Republic, which is good for us. He makes amazing cigars, always top rated, like 90 plus rating cigars. So, um, Room 101, the Nicaragua, arrives in stores. I actually tried to look for this cigar at Cigars International, but they did not have it, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
And the last bit of news is
Yeah.
if you are in the Tampa area, the Cigar Heritage Festival takes place on December 4th. I It is a Sunday from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. And I'll leave links to all the articles and a link to the Cigar Heritage Festival if anyone wants to go check it out. I think there's like an admission fee for like $25 or so. I think you get a couple of cigars or whatnot, depending on what level you get. So
Now, I'll be there, but if everyone could please hold off from, asking for like autographs and stuff.
I will unfortunately not
Greatly
be there.
appreciate it.
So Matt will have to go in our steed, and he's been tasked to take footage of the cigar festival. So
Yeah. We'll see how that goes.
yep.
I'm gonna come back like all shaky. You're not gonna be able to do anything with it.
I have an app for that. So if it does come out shaky, I have an app to level it out.
I'll bring the GoPro. No, I'm actually pretty excited for the festival. Because the next 2 weekends I'm going to be out of town, but that weekend I will be here. So I'm going to see if I can get another friend to go. And yes, we will definitely video, and you can live vicariously through us.
Yep.
But that festival is a pretty big deal. It's been all over Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
I was really surprised. Or it's just showing up because I live in the area. I don't know. Or have a podcast. I don't know.
It's definitely one of the bigger festivals. I mean, it's Tampa, so I mean,
Cigar City.
Yep. It's gonna suck that I'm gonna miss it,
Wow.
but I wanted to go last year, couldn't make it. Wanted to go this year, couldn't make it. So
I mean, I'm still willing to call and get you out of work with those same reasons that I talked about.
you're hilarious.
So everyone knows, I said I would. This is how good of a friend I am. I will call John's work and let them know that his pee hole hurts, that he will not be able to make it in.
Since I primarily work with a female demographic, I don't think I would want people to know that my pee hole hurts. So I think we'll just go to work that day.
I mean, whatever. I'm just trying to help.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be a good friend.
So we're at
Okay.
45 minutes or so of smoking the La Aroma de Cuba, Mi Amor. What are your
Few
thoughts?
moments later.
Were we not recording that whole time?
Nope. This is going to be the worst episode.
This is going to be the worst episode, man. So, for everyone that's tuning in right now, we had a internet, delay or outage or whatever.
Okay, so I don't think it was internet. Honestly, I think it was Podcastle because everything else was working.
Okay, so Podcastle, internet, whatever. So we came back on, and we had been talking for a good 20 minutes or so, and I think we just realized that we weren't recording. So
Yep.
I think the last thing that we left off on is our thoughts on the La Roma de Cuba, Mi Amor.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll let you go ahead and discuss what you think of the cigar. We're, I think, a little bit over half, or a little bit over the first third. So let you go ahead and talk about it, and then I'll talk about it.
So I was saying that I taste pepper. I taste a lot of white pepper. That's the predominant flavor. Slightly earthy and a very mild amount of a coffee-ish bean to it. Which, to be honest, I actually got that even on the cold draw, like a little bit of like just espresso kind of coffee. I'm enjoying it a lot though. I like this cigar.
And for me, this is the first time I'm having this cigar, and I also taste the pepper. It's not as strong to me as it is to Matt, but I do get it there. I'm getting floral notes, maybe like a slight coffee-ish espresso type of taste. Um, it's a very nice draw. Nothing tight about it. Um, yeah, I mean, so far it's a good smoke. I'm enjoying it. Um, so yeah.
Yeah, it's good. And
So
that's also what I was saying is that, cigars for me, yeah, like the tasting notes are cool. It's good. I like hearing about them. But all in all, it's just, is that cigar appealing to me? Like,
yeah,
do I like it?
is it a good
You know?
smoke? Does it taste well?
Yeah.
Are you gonna smoke it down to the
Yep.
to the nub type of situation? It's the same thing for me. Like sometimes I can pick up the flavor notes, sometimes I can't. If I can't, then it's all like, does the smoking experience, is it still enjoyable? Um,
Yeah.
so
I mean, in no way, shape, or form am I like a a cigar expert by any means when it comes to flavor notes. But I can tell you what's good and what's
yeah,
crap.
we can advise you what you should be smoking and advise you what you shouldn't. Anyway, so our main subject of the podcast today is all about full-bodied cigars, and it's kind of like that medium to full, but full-bodied cigar situation. So, a couple of days ago, I was doing research for the podcast and came across an article put out by Cigars Aficionado about like the top 10 full-bodied cigars that you should be smoking. It had the Partagas, it had Opus X, it had your Padrones, like the normal heavy hitters of like full-bodied cigars. So it got me
Yeah.
to thinking that we should talk about, each of us talk about 5 cigars that fall in that medium to full body range that we enjoy smoking, and kind of our experiences with those cigars. So um, I'll go with my first one, which is no surprise, the Drew Estate Undercrown Maduro. Now, there are a couple of different like that fall into the Undercrown Maduro. Like there's the Undercrown 10 Maduro, there's the Shady XX Maduro. All of them are great. Um, Drew Estate always comes out with this full body line, and I don't want people to think that because it's full bodied that it's going to be too strong for you. Like the Undercrown Maduro specifically, I feel like is a very inviting cigar if you want to go down that medium to full bodied experience without feeling like you got punched in the face type of situation. Um,
Yeah.
it's a very pleasant smoking experience. Joe State cigars always put out like a lot of smoke, but it's always smooth. Um, I've never had a bad experience smoking an underground. Um, and they usually run around, and they're pretty affordable. Like your standard underground Maduro is going to run you right around like $8.50, $9. The special ones like the Undercrown 10, which celebrates their 10th anniversary of making that cigar, is going to be a little bit more money. The Shady XX is going to be a little bit more money, but like it's nothing to like break the bank. Like you're not spending like $20, $25, for a good cigar. So
Mhm.
definitely recommend the Drew Estate Underground series of Maduros. You will not be disappointed.
Those are good ones. I definitely. I'm like gonna jump right into one that we have similar taste on, which is again the Hoya de Nicaragua. It's so good.
So, which
Um,
one are you specifically talking about?
So the one that I like is the one that we constantly talk about. Unfortunately, I bring that up over and over and over again. I actually haven't been able to find it since.
I saw it there when I was
Was there?
visiting Cigars International. It's
Are you
there.
serious?
Yeah.
So I actually looked for that one when I went over to Cigars on the Avenue, and they didn't have it. I also looked for it over in the Villages when I was there, and they didn't have it either. So I really wish I could get that one.
And the Hoya that we're talking about is the Hoya de
Oh yeah.
Nicaragua Decadas, which is
Yep.
their,
Sorry.
I think Decadas means decade or whatever.
Yeah, it's my favorite cigar of all time, other than, of course, the Opus X. But that's. Well, I mean, they're both kind of top shelf, but Opus X is obviously a little bit more, where the Hoya is more cost effective. And but it's amazing. It's an amazing cigar. It's my favorite cigar. I need to buy a box.
Yeah, definitely. My next cigar is also no surprise. So, like,
Yeah.
after this, I feel like we're going to talk about different stuff. But the Room 101 Doomsayer Aggressive. Um, when I first smoked a cigar, I was by myself, just went to Cigars International, just kind of, it was my day off, just kind of let loose. And I was looking for something that I had not smoked before. And this was the point where I became a Room 101 fanboy. I heard about Room 101 before, like they always come out with like very creative bands and blends, the Jonathan, or not Jonathan, but I forgot what the name of the person behind Room 101 is, but he's very eccentric. He comes out with like clothing lines and like jewelry lines and all this other stuff. And so I saw the Doomsayer, and I had heard about the Doomsayer from Cigars Daily, and I was like, I should pick this up. He reviewed it. He said it was a pretty good cigar. I'm gonna see what
Yeah.
it's all about. Picked it
Are
up.
you talking about Matt Booth?
Yes, Math Booth. That's who I'm talking
Okay.
about. Um, so I picked up the cigar, sat down, had a cup of coffee at International, and absolutely fell in love with it. It had tons and this, and it's the aggressive one, which is supposed to be a little bit stronger. For me, I didn't feel like it was one of those experiences where it was gonna knock you on your ass or whatever, but very good smoking experience, tons of flavor, great transitions, flawless construction, great draw. Like, it's like everything that you want in a cigar. And the best thing is like, it's not super expensive. It's like $7.50, $8 at the most, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like a really good buy, and lots of good value. So Room 101 Doomsayer Aggressive, highly recommend it. If you're not in an aggressive mood, they do have, I think that it's called Passive. Um, I haven't tried that one, but I'm
It is good.
sure it's great too.
It's good.
Is it? So
It is. It's really good.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
think
honestly, anything from Room 101 is good.
yeah, I think the Passive is like a medium body cigar. A little bit. I think basically the filler is the same. It's just the wrapper that's different. But I mean, it's Room 101. What can you say?
It's a good one. So my next one is the one I had last week, which is the Alec Bradley Magic Toast. Another one that I feel like just you can't beat. It's so good. Like, I actually compare that to the same level as all the other ones that we talked about. Like, it's so good. Like, getting boxes of those is worth it. Like when you're talking about, whether like when you're first buying cigars and you're buying kind of, bulky type cigars, 10, 15, 20, 30 at a time. And that one is one that I could smoke daily. I really could. I mean, I'd want to switch it up, but yeah, the anything Alec Bradley is good. Those people are amazing. Like the blenders there, so good. Nothing there is bad. But the Alec Bradley Magic Toast is my favorite out of all of them that I've had. And it's super affordable. It's like $8-9, not normally going over $10, no matter where you're at. So for an $8 to $9 cigar, I feel like I'm gonna beat it.
My number 3 is actually the cigar that I had today. It's the Joya de Nicaragua Antano Dark Corojo. So I love Corojo cigars. I feel like they have this flavor to them that's like very unique when it comes to comparing them to other cigars. It's kind of like the midway point between like a, I don't know, like a Habano and a Maduro type of situation. You get a little bit of dark, you get a little bit of light. That's how like I describe it. Like it fluctuates in between in between both, and I really like this cigar. I had it this morning, and I had never had it before, and I didn't have it in the Vitola that, I usually smoke a Toro or a Gordo. Those are usually my preferred. I'm getting into the more smaller ring gauges like Lonsdale's and whatnot, but I really like the Toro and Gordo size, and I don't know. I just really like this cigar. Like it was very smooth, very pleasant smoking experience. I paired it with a cafe con leche and a glass of Coke with no ice. And yeah, I was just sitting at Cigars International doing my work for the day, working on podcast stuff. And, it kept it like I didn't have to touch it up. I didn't have to relight it. It was great. It was great.
So I don't know if this is right or not, but Corojo to me tastes, because that's the wrapper. So, but Corojo for me always tastes like if you took leather, chocolate, and the essence of like wood, I guess, like oak or cedar, something like that. Um, and blended it together and put it in a cigar. That's what that tastes like to me. And I enjoy that a lot. That is like the essence of a good cigar.
Yeah. I say that there are Corojos are very. So I've had a good chunk of Corojos, and I feel like there are some that are dark that almost falls into the Maduro side of things, and then there are some that are lighter that like by the looks of their wrapper, you would think that they fall in the like natural slash Connecticut range, and you know I'm going to talk about another cigar down the line, but like I think Maduros and Corojos, like they kind of battle for me as far as like which type of cigar is my favorite. Like,
So my next one is so this is where I was talking about earlier. I wish that you would have just went through these for me. Monte Cristo, I'm good. All right, so let's take a stab. Monte Cristo Espada Oscuro.
Yep.
Oh, thank God. All right. So, of course, off topic, right? I was talking to a friend of mine earlier, and he's in healthcare, and I'm kind of like in business with him, and we did something really great together. And so we were talking about celebrating with a bottle of wine with another friend of ours, and he's naming these wines, and I have no idea. and I have no clue. I mean, I've seen them on a menu, but I don't drink wine. Precious does, and he's like, yeah, he's like, we need to get a blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, definitely, that's what we need. And it made no sense to me, and that's how I feel sometimes about cigars with these, kind of Spanish names. Is I get so lost. But yes, so the Monte Cristo Espada Oscuro, it's actually this one. I brought it. I thought about smoking it today. And again, you can buy these by the box and not be upset. They're amazing. They're so good. The draw is perfect. You like, oh, it's so perfect. I would say the draw is right up there with an Opus. That's how good the draw is on these. It's truly amazing. Monte Cristo always makes a good cigar, but that one, oh, it's so good. And I mean, look at that! Look at that! Look at that band. Can I get that? You think? Oh yeah, look at that band. That's sexy. I'm gonna have babies with that. It's a good cigar. Now they do run around like 14. I think I paid as high as like $16. So up to about $16 is the max you'll probably pay. But they're right in there. 14 seems to be about the average. Maybe you can get them a little cheaper somewhere. $13, especially if you're buying them by the box. But they're good. They're worth it. They're worth every dollar. Every single dollar.
Cool.
I think you've had one of these, right? Didn't I bring this to you?
No. I've only had one Monte Cristo, and it's actually the one that I'm going to talk about next, which is the Monte Cristo Platinum. I got the cigar as a birthday gift from one of my friends. He gave me, I think it was a Toro and a Tubo, and love the cigar. It's got a Habano wrapper. It's got, origins from Dominican. It's gotten a 94 rating before. It's a very nice, fuller bodied cigar.
6.5 hours later.
And we're back.
So 100%, it's not. I just switched cameras because it's not recognizing my camera now from Podcastle. So now I have this crappy thing.
Okay. All right, so we're back again, and I was talking about the Monte Cristo Platinum. I got this from a friend during my birthday. It's a great cigar. It's a Habano wrapper, Dominican, Nicaraguan, and Peruvian fillers. It's got a lot of great flavors in it because of all those different filler leaves that they have in there. It's a full-bodied cigar. It is great. It's been rated a 94 by, the people that rate cigars or whatever. You're going to spend about, I don't know, $12 at the most, maybe 13.
Yeah.
Depending where you buy it. So highly recommend the Monte Cristo Platinum.
That's a good one. That's another one that I have a good amount of. I think I'm actually no. I'll go with it. This one it's popular, so that's why I was like just trying to decide whether or not to go with it. But the Oliva, Siri, V or 5, Milani.
Now
Hopefully.
it's the Milani, not the Milani Go, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
And that one's a more cost-effective cigar at like $8. So pretty reasonable. It's a good cigar. It's a good all-around cigar. It's a good one to have, kind of always tucked away with you, especially at $8.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with it. And I'm just going to jump into my last one so I can finish up my list, which is the Romeo and Julieta Reserve Maduro. And that is actually my most cost-effective cigar at $6. You should always have those in your humidor. Always. It's good for when you have people over. You can smoke a decent cigar with decent flavor and truly enjoy. And they're available everywhere. It's not like it's hard to get. So,
And my last
good one.
cigar, as I was talking about Corojos earlier, is the
Mhm.
Aganorsa Leaf Guardian of the Farms Cerebus. It has a Corojo 2012 wrapper, Nicaraguan fillers. It is got that great Aganorsa signature flavor, aromas, the whole 9 yard. I actually smoked this one during my birthday, um, and it was a great smoking experience. It's kind of not going to break the bank. It's $10 at the most.
Mhm.
I don't know. I've smoked a lot of Aganorsa Leaf stuff, and it's all pretty good. I have no
Yeah, that's
complaints.
also a good cigar.
Um, I have those brands that I do not like, but uh, Aganorsa hasn't done me wrong yet. So, I mean, I like it.
Yeah, I mean, all the cigars we talked about are all good, and they're all they're all actually good brands. Um, I mean, I never would want to talk about how bad a cigar is, but I think one day we will do a
We don't prefer.
something about
I don't want to say like like stuff to avoid, like just stuff that we don't like, and with the
right.
understanding that people out there that listen to this know that, like, hey, everybody has great different tastes. So, like, there are things that I'm not gonna like that you may love, and that's okay.
Mhm.
You know.
Yep. All right. So, any good plans? What are you doing this weekend?
Uh, this weekend is actually one of the few weekends that I actually have a Sunday off.
That's
Um,
good.
and I took it with the anticipation that there would be a Bucks game this weekend. And the Bucks are on a bye week, so there's no Bucks game this weekend. So I don't know. I've got a lot of stuff to do around the house. I've got like a mudroom bench tree thing to put together. I've
Ugh.
got I've got some weed spray that I have to spray on stuff. So you know, I'll
Now there was a Bucks game overseas, right?
what happened?
Wasn't there just a Bucks game that was overseas? A friend of mine, I think, went to Munich.
Yeah. That was last week. The Bucks won.
Yeah,
Yep.
my buddy went. He loved it. It was like a great experience, I guess.
Yeah.
Flew over for the couple days and went and really enjoyed it. He said it was like a super cool experience. I mean, I still have to catch up with him to get details, but I mean, he sent some pictures and it looked amazing. It looked awesome. I'm surprised that the Bucks won because it was freezing there. Like he was all bundled up, so I'm sure it was pretty cold.
I'm just surprised they won because the Bucks have not been doing great this season.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't watch football.
Yeah, I know.
I so this past weekend I had a great time. I went to watch uh, our neighbor, also someone that I do business with. She has a band called the Badfinger Band, um, which we need to put a link to her little Facebook and stuff. But it was amazing. It was so much fun, and I took over the mic at the end of the night. I had a blast. I had such a great time.
Jeez.
Um, and where she sang at was called Three Odd Guys Brewing, and they're a local brewery, and they have pizza, wings, and I went in there not really expecting the pizza to be that great because it's local, it's just it's a hole in the wall kind of spot, but the pizza was like good, like it was legit, it was so good. Precious and I really enjoyed it. We had a huge group there. I mean, there was probably a group of friends there that we were running like 20 deep. Um, and just kind of took over a whole section. It was so good. I probably tried 6 different types of beers there. There was one that was referred to as the Bearded, I think, and it was a really cloudy IPA. I'd never had a beer like that before. It was so good. Like I don't normally go to an IPA, but it was good. It wasn't as bitter as your typical IPA. They also had kind of an October fall beer that had a cinnamon taste to it. Other people were tasting pumpkin, but I tasted cinnamon, and that one was good too. Precious had a cider, amazing. It was so good. It was a pineapple cider.
Hmm.
I think that was probably a little bit more down your alley. It was decent, very good. A lot of fun. They're doing a pizza challenge there, which the first night that they did it was that night. And if you can get through this giant pizza that's their 4 most popular toppings, so it's like in the 4s, the pizza's free. And next time you're up, I think we need to try that. Like the 4 of us need to try that out, or 3 of us, whoever can make it, and try the pizza challenge. And if you make it through, the pizza's free, and you get your name on the wall.
Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, and then this weekend I'm going to Miami. So going to Miami, of course, I want to go in a couple cigar shops. We're going because the kids got a cheer competition. The cheer competition is only going to last, I mean, they're literally on stage for 3 minutes. So the rest of the time can be, my time. And I mean, I'll have some family time, of course, but I want to go to my father, go to their actual cigar place, probably hit up Gables, and maybe a couple others. So, any suggestions?
I think there's Padron Cigars there also in Miami.
Oh, yeah. I'll have to hit that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's somebody that is on our site. I'm probably going to hit up his shop. If I do, I'll do like a video review, and maybe on our next episode, we'll talk about his shops.
Okay.
He's a really nice guy. I've talked to him a few times. So if I do, I'll have a video up and we'll talk about his place. And then this week, like talking about cigar shops, Cigars on the Avenue was really good. They have an amazing shop. The other one is the Executive Cigar Shop. Just briefly stopped in. Again, really good, nice lounge, really good ventilation. That's what I look for in a cigar lounge, honestly, is the ventilation is really important to me. I don't like going into a place to where it's so filled with the puffs of smoke that I can't stand to be in there. I want to have that good, clean, feeling. And then Corona's good too. And they have an outside area, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And their selection of cigars is just, you can't beat it other than maybe Cigar International. I mean, not that it beats it, it's just different. Is Cigar International.
There are some cigar places that I want to visit that I haven't. I mean, me living in Tampa now, there are tons of cigar places, especially in Tampa. I live south of Tampa, but in Tampa proper, tons of cigar places. You won't have a shortage of a cigar shop. So I have 2 on my bucket list. I'm frequent Cigars International Tampa just because it's convenient. Like you said, the ventilation's great, atmosphere is great. The lounge area where you can just chill, hang out, grab a drink. It is massive. Their humidor is big. They have an outside fire pit and all this other stuff. So, Cigars International will always be kind of my cigar shop that I like to frequent. There is there's one called Grand Cathedrals that it's it's a cigar shop / lounge / bar that used to be a church. So, I mean, come on. And the thing about them is I know, and I think they frequent Opus X cigars. They have a very good supply of Opus X cigars. So maybe Grand Cathedral will be my place that I go for my first Opus X experience, since I have yet to smoked that cigar yet, or any of that cigar line. So,
Yeah.
and the other one is a cigar shop that's been around for a very, very long time, which is the King Corona Cigar Bar and Cafe. That's
Hmm.
I think that's somewhere in Ybor, if I remember
Hmm.
correctly.
Yeah, and that's OG right there.
Yeah, that's OG cigar shop. Um, there are others obviously that we'll touch on in the future, but those are like two that I kind of want to visit. Um, and I know that the Corona Cigar Company, they just took over a cigar shop over here. It used to be, uh, I think it used to be a Davidoff cigar lounge, and they ended up taking it over. So I do want to check that one out as well.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to hit up some cigar shops here again. Especially I always enjoy sitting outside. I love sitting in the lounge as well, but these places, a lot of them, they have like these really amazing outdoor seating areas. And I love sitting outdoors, having a cigar, having an old fashioned, and just kind of like chilling and hanging out. Um, and the other drink that I like to have, especially when it's, kind of nice out, are the rum based drinks, which are, I think that's what people were originally pairing cigars with, was rum, being from Cuba. And folks don't really do that much anymore, but it's good. There's so many like sipping rums out there. Um yeah, I'm excited about Miami. I'm definitely excited to go and try the lounges and cigar shops, maybe watch some rolling happening. Um, but weirdly enough, Grand Cathedral, out of all the ones that we talked about, that's the one I want to go to the most.
Yeah, I figured that would probably be like on your top of the list, just because one, you love
Yeah.
Opus X cigars, and two,
I sure do.
two, it's a cigar shop that used to be a church. So I mean,
It's so the aesthetics of it, so amazing.
yeah, it's very cool.
So you've changed up your camera. I mean, we kind of talked about it before we officially started. You changed up your camera
Yeah, so
to
I tried something different. Um, for the first 3 episodes, I was using my laptop camera, which obviously wasn't terrible, but it wasn't the greatest. Um,
Mhm.
so camera, like good quality cameras can be expensive. Even like a decent webcam, um, for streaming or for recording this kind of stuff, um, also can be, you're going to pay like 60, $70 or whatever. So I was trying to figure out a solution, and like one of those content creators that we were talking about last week, Think Media, that primarily talks about content creation, starting podcasts and YouTube videos and whatever. They came out with a video that talked about using your iPhone as a webcam. So right now, I'm using my iPhone, which is an iPhone 8 Plus. So it's not even like the newest iPhone. This is just,
Mhm.
like 3 or 4 generations back. I'm using my iPhone as a webcam. I'm using a program called Iriun. It's IRIUN. And basically, you download that app onto your cell phone. And you could do this on an Android or a Google device or whatever. So it doesn't have to be iPhone.
So that's what I said. Imagine if you were using an Android, a Samsung,
I guess.
how much better it would look.
Maybe. Anyway, so I downloaded the app onto my iPhone. You download a program onto your computer. You turn the, you know, you turn the app on your phone, plug in your phone via cord to your computer, and then launch the app on your computer. And it basically turns your iPhone into a webcam. So
Mm.
for anybody that doesn't want to spend money on a expensive camera or expensive webcam, if you have a cell phone, you can get great video.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I usually use my ZVE10. Right now I'm using the laptop because I don't know what's going on with Palette Castle and not recognizing the camera or whatever. But then other times I have a Razer webcam and I have a Logitech. And the video is always really good. But I will admit, I'm not an Apple guy, but I will admit the video looks good. It actually looks really good. Definitely much better than this webcam.
Yeah, and we've gone, there's been that whole Apple versus the world debate, like,
Yeah.
Apple has computers and tablets and earbuds and headphones and watches or whatever, and all these other companies that are alternatives. Yes, you're going to pay a premium for an Apple product, but, I guess it just really depends on what ecosystem you want to work in. The thing with the Apple, yes, it can be a little restrictive. I feel like the other things like Samsung and Android and Google or whatever, um, they give it's a little bit more freedom as far as like what you can do, I guess. I think that's why a lot of people like
It's much
them.
more open source. It's not as locked down.
Right. But the thing is like Apple's for ease of use. Just for example, like I've been editing these videos and stuff. And I've been trying to find a good program to edit these videos for my PC, which is my laptop that I'm using. And I was having a really hard time finding a very good, stable program that you didn't have to like spend an arm and a leg or like read an encyclopedia how to use. Case in point, Apple has a introductory video editing program that's standard, and it's not even like they're top of the line. So this is just like a very basic video editor, like that comes installed into your Apple products.
2,000 years later.
Yeah, so we're talking about programs. Hello, we're back. Apple's default program is very easy to use. Is basically the gist of things. So, there's the convenience of having that. So, I am in the market for a new computer, so I don't know. I may convert to Mac.
I've thought about it. I mean, I was asking you earlier this week because, Michaela my kid uses Apple. She loves Apple and has everything Mac. And I don't know. She's always telling me I need to switch it up. But it's really hard to switch after spending so much money on a PC build. And then you can't play you can play games on Mac, but it's not really meant for that. PC definitely plays games much better. But it's like after spending all that money, and I do like gaming, to then switch over to Mac, I don't know. I like my tablet, but it's for me, because I'm such a PC Samsung user, my tablet is hard to use. I actually had a meeting earlier this week, and I was trying to use Excel in it, and I had such a hard time. But it's just because I don't know how to use it. It's like switching languages.
Are you using a keyboard and mouse with it, or?
So upstairs, I have it to where I can plug it into this like little hub thing, and it puts it into like I can use my PC mouse and keyboard. That makes it easier. But when I'm using it, just as the tablet, it's not easy. It's a pain in the butt, actually, and I feel like it doesn't do as much as
So for example, Yeah, there are definitely some settings that you have to change in order to kind of get used to it. So, for example, like Mandy's laptop,
Hmm.
um, I had to change the way that the computer scrolls. So, like when you scroll down
Hmm.
normally on an Apple laptop, when you scroll your wheel down, it'll move everything up. It moves it the opposite way.
Yeah,
So, like, I just changed that setting
you invert it.
and it's a lot better. Yeah. So, it's definitely something I'm thinking about. I mean, you could always keep your PC for gaming and then just get a standard Apple product. It doesn't even have to be like something like huge. Like, for
Yeah,
example, I was looking at the Mac Mini because really the nowadays right now, like I'm not using my computer to game. I'm not
yeah.
really gaming at all other than like playing some free to play games on my PS4.
Hmm.
So, and I think I'm at a point where like I'm not even really that super into like PC gaming because there's no game out there right now that's like, man, I wish I had a PC to play it type of thing. You know,
Yeah.
you know,
The only one
I
is going to
play
be the new, like the new Harry Potter. I think it's called Hogwarts something. It's a new Hogwarts game. It looks good.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Yes, it looks good.
Legacy.
It looks really good. And because
Yeah,
I'm
but I
a
mean, you could
such
play that
a Harry
on a
Potter nerd,
console. So right?
I never bought that PC5 PS5. I mean, Carrie's got one, but I don't know.
No, but I'm just saying, like, you don't have to have a
Yeah,
PC to play that game. You
sure.
can, yeah, you can play it on a console.
Yeah.
Speaking of consoles, are you gonna get that console from our friend?
I don't know. I saw the message like when I got home, which was around 7. I don't know. I'll have to. I gotta talk to him. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe it might be an
Yeah,
early Christmas present for myself. I don't know. I have so much
I
invested
would
in
get,
so
I
many
would
other
get it.
places right now.
Yeah, I would get it if I had the expendable money. But right now, if I was going to buy a console, it would probably be a Switch, just
Really?
because the new
Oh, I think I have that.
ju- there's there are games on the Switch that I enjoy. So,
Yeah.
like for example, the new Pokemon games coming out, I played almost all of them.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, and again, like it might be like the situation that happened with my Switch Lite, where like I play the game, I beat the game, and then I never use my Switch again. So I mean, that's why I haven't bought a Switch. So,
Yeah.
but like I want to play the game. So like kind of damn if you do, damn if you don't type of thing.
Yeah. That's true. That's very true. Yeah. For me lately, it's just been time, but I I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll see. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it from him or not. I'm not sure yet. No matter what, he'll be able to sell it. You know. So I
Oh yeah,
gotta
definitely.
answer him here soon.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, so the Mac I was looking at is a MacBook Air, I think.
Uh huh.
I know it had an M something chip.
Probably the M1.
Yeah, it was right around like 14 inches. It was pretty decent. Like, I don't know. I go back and forth. When I'm at Apple, like at the store, I'm gonna like I'm ready to buy it, and then I leave the store and I get home and I'm like, man, I'm kind of glad I didn't buy it. You know, because I'm gonna have to switch everything. Like I have, two Samsung phones and watch, like, and then PC everything, and it's all like integrated. So to switch it all over, I don't know. We'll see.
But
See
the
what
thing is,
happens.
like, what are you going to use the Apple for? It's basically what you have to ask yourself. For me, because I'm not like my laptop right now, the only thing I really use it for is watch Netflix, watch YouTube, watch streaming, like
Pornhub.
not even that. Anime, sports games, and then like I just use it to like pay bills and shit. So it's like I'm not using it. I'm using it all for like task related things aside from like the entertainment stuff. So
Yeah.
for me to invest in building a PC, it really wouldn't be put to good use just because like I'm doing all the stuff that I would normally do on a PC build on my laptop. So
Mm-hmm.
the only thing that I'm missing is like the video editing software and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I think we have the same
right
laptop,
now,
right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. It's that Lenovo with
And it
a
does not,
i5.
yeah, it does not handle video editing software
No.
good at all.
It's basic.
It's terrible. Yeah.
It's
So
basic.
like it's good for the task stuff. Like it's good for, watching your streaming shit, checking your
Mm-hmm.
emails, blah, blah, blah. But
Yeah.
anything other than that, it, it like
Yeah.
severely lags. So
Yeah. I mean, my PC is built. Like it is built. I mean, you remember when I was doing it and I was asking you guys like recommendations and stuff. And that thing is completely built out. And I'll admit, even like some of the video editing, when I try to like upload some of the stuff from GoPro for the 4Ks, it hesitates. Unfortunately,
yeah, I mean,
I hate to say it.
4K is always going to hesitate, doesn't unless you have a dedicated computer that's specifically meant for content creation. Because there
Yeah,
are PC builds that are meant for content creation, and they are vastly different than the way that people build PCs for gaming. Because for gaming, it's all about like, graphics cards and stuff.
yeah,
But for video editing and stuff like that, it's a whole different thing. Like for example, if you go to NZXT's build website, their
mhm.
streaming computer versus their gaming computer, the build components are completely different. There's some crossover, obviously,
Yeah,
but they optimize it for video editing.
yeah. Huge amounts of RAM, that's for sure,
Yeah,
and
yeah, you
super
got to be
fast hard drive.
running. Yeah, you got to be running like 32 gigs of RAM at the minimum. So
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. We'll see which direction it goes here soon, and yeah, we definitely need to up the game for our creation stuff here soon. I mean, we're on episode 4. We're basically like YouTube gods at this point.
is that what we are?
Yeah, I mean, we have like 8 views now and 3 subscribers. We're
Yeah.
doing great.
Awesome. We're doing great.
Yeah.
Well,
So I
before we
want to
head
talk
out
about.
for go ahead.
I just
I
want
thought
to
we
say
were
this
going to head
cigar
out.
has
Oh yeah, the
never.
cigar.
It's never unraveled at all. That's a good cigar.
Yeah.
Good cigar.
Yeah,
So,
I'm on
10
the
out of 10.
last third of the cigar. It's amped up a little bit in strength, but it's very pleasant. It's still really good. I've only had to touch it up maybe like once or twice just to make sure that
Yeah,
the
same.
burn is even. Um, Other than that, very good quality smoking experience. So if you ever find yourself in a cigar shop, uh, again, think about checking out the La Aroma de Cuba, Mi Amor.
It's good. It's a good one. Not sponsored unless you want to. If you're out there and you watched it.
Not sponsored.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, again, from me and from Matt, we want to thank everyone that tunes in and listens to our episodes on whatever streaming platform that you fancy. Thank you for all the subscribers over on YouTube and all the many more people that have clicked our videos and just listen to friends talk. So
Listening to me ramble for an hour. It's great.
And thank you for bearing with us with all the internet disconnects.
Just edit those out. That's what you should do. No one will know.
I'm gonna put like commercial break things in them, like it's gonna be
Good
great.
idea.
It's gonna be great.
All right, cool. Yeah, thanks everybody. Appreciate it. Peace out.
Yep. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, we are the Cigar Advisors.
Yeah, out.
Looking for the ultimate resource to find the best cigar bars in your area? Want to hang out with the folks who have the same passion for cigars as you? Do you want to find a cigar lounge with like-minded individuals to relax, network, and get together with friends? This is what the Cigars Advisors are here for. A state-of-the-art platform that allows all cigar lovers to locate cigar lounges and bars. This is a place where everyone can come together, share their thoughts, and review their favorite cigar spots without any restrictions. Find your new favorite cigar lounge now by visiting thecigaradvisor.com.